Hey, this is Kenrick, and I want to bring you a couple of warnings today. So pay close attention. This could really help you. By way of doing that, I want to tell you a little story. So a little while back, maybe, I don't know, maybe a month or two, maybe max, uh, I watched a video. And in this video were two young guys, not that young, I mean, maybe late 30s, something like that, early 30s. And they were doing almost parody videos of themselves. They said that they created an app. It wasn't an app; it was a program, more or less, and that they started calling clients, and they couldn't sell it, and they were laughing and laughing about how bad they were at sales. Okay, so I'm like wondering, what is it they're selling? Well, sales training. So they were laughing and laughing about how they created this app with AI that would help analyze what you do and therefore help you to learn to sell. But they couldn't sell. They didn't know how to sell. And they thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I think they spent some real money and produced this for Salesforce, I believe is the company. And if you have a subscription to Salesforce through your company, for example, you could buy this thing. I think it was Salesforce, might have been one of the others, but I think it's that. So you could pay them money to figure out how to analyze your selling. Now, remember, they can't sell. So, what are they doing? Using attention, interest, conviction, desire, close, about as silly as doors on submarine, like we used to say when I was a kid. I mean, it would be ridiculous to me to pay someone for access to an AI that doesn't really know how to do what they're doing. But that's the case. All right. So watch out there. All right. And that gives me a segue to the second warning. Now, there are people out there telling you that you should use AI to practice overcoming objections. And I think that's just pretty much wrong, other than a couple of exceptions. So listen close to this. I'm going to be talking about this more and more as time goes, but I want to give you a couple of scenarios real quick. First of all, let's say you wanted something. I don't know, a stereo. I don't care what it is. Okay. So you wanted this thing. All right. You have the money to pay for it. And so now you go to a store where you could buy it. I don't know what store, to pick one, okay? And you're going to buy a reasonably nice stereo. So the salesperson comes out, they start talking to you, and they ask you all the standard questions, can I help you today? And well, I'm looking for a stereo. I'm looking for this one basically, but I'd like to see what else you got. So they show you what you're looking for, and wow, it's exactly what you thought it was, sounds perfect, everything is good. Salesperson says, would you like to take it home? And you say, yes, I sure would. Okay, how do you want to pay for it? Well, I'll give you this credit card. It's yours. How many objections did you give? Come on, tell me. Maybe you'd like to see what else is out there. I don't, but probably you went to a place that could show you comparisons and that kind of thing. And with all of your study, you knew good and well you wanted that stereo. All right. But let's say in advance of what you do, you decide you're going to start really mastering objections, and you're going to use the equivalent of sleight of mouth. Oh yeah. And so you're going to practice and practice and practice until heck freezes over. All right. For what purpose? Now get really clear with me for a moment. I want to show you something. If a person is convinced that they want something and need something and they can afford that something, how many objections do they have? Normally, almost none. Here comes the problem, and you're going to know this if you sell. If they can't afford it, you're going to get an objection because I can't afford it. Now let me do an aside with you real quick. Let me post or offer you another hypothetical. You want a Lamborghini. You love Lamborghinis. Okay. And this one, I don't know, that one, Ferrari, Porsche, whatever, but let's say this one is a $500,000. You neither have a $500,000 nor do you have credit for $500,000. But you waltz into the dealership and you say, "Hello, I would like a Ferrari." Guy will probably take one look at you and go, "Yeah, I bet you would. Come back when you can." But let's say that they're being kind and nice, and they say, "Great, we want to sit in one. Here's one right here. Feel free to sit in it." And you do, and you go, "Hey, I want to take it for a drive." Let's prove that you can afford it before we do that, because any mile we put on one of these is, going to lessen the value. So, okay, so maybe you can't drive it. The guy says, "Hey, look, I can make you a really good deal for the car today if you buy it." And he makes you a great deal, $450,000. Okay, let's just say that's a good deal. What's your objection going to be? You don't have the money. You can't get the money. Not today. Maybe down the road, 6 months or 5 years, I don't know, but you'll be able to get the car one day if you want it bad enough and you work hard enough. It's just a matter of when. But today, no. So let me ask you a question. This salesperson selling you the car has studied like mad on how to overcome objections. And he starts rattling off ways of overcoming it. Well, could you borrow this money from friends? No. Well, it's really not an expense. I mean, imagine what people would say when they see you driving this car. What does that say about your ability to be successful? You think to yourself, it says more of what an idiot I am by buying something just for looks. And anyway, no matter how you slice it or dice it, I don't have $450,000 cash. Even if I could get it, it would require a loan, but I don't have the $100,000 down it would probably take. Are you getting my point? Now, here's the rule. Lock into this rule. It's better to work on selling the person, meaning convince them that what you have is what they need, and find out if they can afford it. If they can't afford it, you're going to have a short conversation. If you know for sure they genuinely can't afford it, it's a short conversation. On the other hand, and okay, explore it. Do you have a mom or a dad that would get it for you? Do you have, would your company pay for it? Would this? I mean, you can go through a few things. I'm totally fine with that. The net result is that spending time learning how to convince people has huge value. Spending time just alligator wrestling people, and you know what alligators do, they roll over and over and tear you into pieces. But just doing that is almost a waste of your time. Now you say, "Kenrick, how can you say that when you have a course on overcoming objections?" Well, I'll be redoing that soon. And yes, it's extremely valuable, but let me tell you for what. Mainly for maintaining the frame. That's something you don't get elsewhere. Oh, people may try and tell you they will, but they can't do it. So here's what I want you to really take away from this video. Spending lots of your time learning how to overcome objections is usually largely a waste of time. Even if you can close them by pounding them to death with your objection handling skills, the odds are they'll still cancel. They still won't want to work with you. On the other hand, if you spend time learning how to convince them to where they're really convinced the world is yours, still, if they can't afford it, pushing them won't help them to afford it. Does that make sense? The other real objection is time, if that plays a part in what you sell. Okay. But bottom line, It's all about making sure there's a good fit as quickly as possible. And if there is, move right through it. Now, you know that I've been doing this for 47 years. You know that what I do is it's state of the art. There's nobody that can come close to this. And everybody says so. Now, here's the real thing I want you to get. Objection handling, it does play a part. It really does. Okay. Now, what plays a much bigger part is learning to persuade. Don't learn how to try and persuade from people who can't sell. And don't worry about objections until you can really sell. This is the takeaway from this video. I'm going to tell you lots more. Because what's available to you right now is not only how to sell, how to use AI to talk to each lesson, how to analyze what you do with my system, and even more powerfully, be able to have a conversation with AI and get the reps. Okay? Not just play with objections. Yeah, you can do that too in our system. Okay? But I want to show you how to do that better. All right. I want to show you why that's important and how to make it important and how not to waste a lot of time over here. That's not really going to help you. Don't let anyone fool you. Don't try to let anyone tell you that's going to make you millions of dollars overnight, because it's not. Listen, there's three things that's really going to help you. Negotiation. Why negotiation? Because it's going to help you negotiate better salary, get better positions, help you to move up in the world when it's time for you to become a manager. Okay? Selling. Get those skills locked in. It's not as easy as you think, and it's not as hard as one might imagine. The more time you spend doing it, the more quickly you'll find yourself really doing it. Add AI. Practice like mad. Practice, practice, practice. Get your reps in. Analyze what you're doing. Get more reps in. Analyze it again. Find yourself actually convincing people. Don't find yourself practicing hour after hour after hour with some nonsensical system by someone who really doesn't have my experience and think that's going to make the difference. It's not. I hate to tell you, it's not. Okay, I'm wound up a bit about it because so many are coming out of the woodwork full of BS clear up to their eyebrows. Sure, they can present, they can make you think it's really going to change things. It's not. It's not until you put the system together right. Negotiation is what lives between leadership, which we all do, whether you're starting now at a smaller level, or you're in management already, or you're an entrepreneur and you're working to scale. Negotiation sits in the middle between selling and leadership. Get this right, and you'll save yourself years and years and hundreds of thousands of dollars of learning. I'll come back and tell you lots more real quick. Until then, I hope this is helpful for you.